put a pitch. I think it was right down the pipe, and she put it right back at you. How did that?
Lucky it was a wiffle ball.
Is she getting a bit stronger?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a good L screen. That's on my list, especially with my sons too, like 17 and almost 15. It kind of scares me to throw behind a bow net. It's not the smart thing to do, but luckily I have not been hurt.
So this is crazy. The quarantine stuff is getting to me at this point. Like we're 31 episodes in, and it's getting to me at this point. It's making me to the first time I want a haircut. I've never said that in my life. I want a haircut. Usually I don't put too much effort. I don't put too much effort into doing my hair for any podcast. I usually wear a hat, but it's the point where I literally want a haircut.
I wear a hat 24/7, so I usually don't have to worry about it.
I've never heard myself say it, but it's getting to me at this point. But anyways, thank you. Hello, everybody.
Welcome
to the Underrated Podcast, where we talk to you about sports. And yeah, you guys are watching it or maybe listening to it on Apple Podcasts, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for supporting us. So we have two special guests today, which is pretty awesome. And the one that we have that is joining us that we're going to be kind of going through with is she's an influencer for young and old baseball players, anybody around North America. Ashlyn, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
And you're also joined by your dad, Dan, which is still awesome. I know you two are very close, and you are also involved a lot what she does.
Yeah, for sure.
So if for people that don't know me or my background, my brother does play a lot of baseball. He plays very high-level baseball, and he used to play with Ashlyn's older brother, Camden, on a younger team, and that's when I first met Ashlyn. Ashlyn, I think, was 2 at the time, maybe a bit younger, maybe a bit older, and I remember stories of when you would even hold a plastic baseball bat after every game. You would go out to the field, and you would just be smashing balls out the infield. And my mom was telling me how she'd love tossing balls to you. You'd run around the bases. Was baseball always been a big part of your life?
Yeah, actually the first time I was at the baseball diamond, I was 3 days old. I went straight from the hospital to my brother's game.
Oh, really? So you went so your brother had a game at that moment, and you were interested in baseball as soon as you were born?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And a lot of people now know you based off video. I actually have the tweet here. It's from Baseball for All, which is a great Twitter account. It'll be linked in the description if you guys want to check it out. And it was a video of you diving for balls, which is crazy. It's not even people usually exaggerate diving. This is not exaggerated. They were actual dives, and I was very impressed by it. And it was on, I think it was a Tuesday, July 21st, 2019. And now it has 6 million views, which got around the world, reached MLB, tons of other people, 13,000 retweets, crazy. And to the point where you started getting recognition, which is, again, crazy enough. But you did mention that your brothers have always been a big influence for you. And was your family a big part about growing your baseball kind of knowledge and that kind of stuff in your early life?
Yeah, they've always inspired me and pushed me to do better.
Was watching your brother a big part of why you started playing baseball?
Yeah.
Or brothers, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
since they both play for the Ontario Blue Jays. I think that's is that what it's called?
But my older brother now plays for the Ontario Mets.
Oh, that's
Toronto
awesome.
Mets, sorry.
Toronto Mets. Oh, okay.
I
think we've done someone before who also played for the Toronto Mets.
Ryan Leach. I think
Ryan Leach.
Have a relationship with him too.
Yeah.
which is awesome because we
Yeah,
actually found him through you, which is kind of cool. That's when we decided to reach out to you, and now you're here, which is I'm sure Ryan. I think we talked before we started filming. Ryan was saying awesome things about you and how you're such a big influence to him, and for him to push himself because how much work you put into baseball. But if you could take yourself back a little bit, maybe to when you were a bit younger than you are, you're 9 now. Do you remember, like, maybe what's your youngest memory of playing baseball?
Well, like what I remember.
Yeah, like what is
like your earliest memory of
earliest
baseball.
memory you have?
You've
Tough
probably seen
one.
videos, right?
Yeah, I've seen videos since I was like 1.
So I guess those could count. Like, so have you maybe critiqued yourself? Like, oh, I could have done this better. Like, I could have done that kind of stuff better when I was younger, and now you're just getting better at everything.
Mhm.
So, and I'm gonna bring the question kind of to Dan now. Have you always pushed her to kind of be a better baseball player?
Well, she's the one that drives me to the field saying, come on, Dad, I get home from work. She wants to go play baseball. You know, I get back from practice with Cam or Blake, and, you know, she wants the lights come on across the street from us. So okay, Dad, let's go. We're there for 2 hours, you know, doing hitting and fielding. And, you know, she just loves the game. My oldest daughter played fast pitch, like softball. And she always said, even her coach, Jaden's softball coach would ask Ashlyn when she's little, are you going to play softball when you're older? And she said, no, I want to play baseball. And I respect both sports, you know, they're both great sports, but she loves baseball. And, you know, I love seeing her playing and, you know, practicing, and, you know, she loves watching the game. And she's been lucky to talk to some of the MLB players right now that really big supporters. And, you know, it's great to see to have that kind of mentorship. You know, Didi Gregorius has reached out to her, and Jordan Romano, and who else? Ash is.
Well, Vladdy texted me once saying something where I said, like, when I was at Winterfest, he was giving me a bobbleheads, and I was like waiting at like this type of restaurant for him, but he didn't go that way, I think, to get out. So I said, I wish I got to meet you, and then he said yes.
That's awesome.
That's
So you obviously got the Vladdy hat on, and you also reached out to Vladdy's or the actual Vladimir Guerrero, not Junior, but he's also noticed you. So the Guerrero family has noticed you, which is pretty cool. Is Vladdy a big? Is Vladdy your favorite Blue Jay?
Well, Bo Bichette is my favorite, but Vladdy is like up, like right there.
He's up there.
Yeah, he's up there.
That's awesome. And we've like tons of news channels have also noticed you through through videos and stuff including what you've done. And we saw that you're working on being a switch pitcher, but not only a switch pitcher, but also a switch hitter. That you don't see many of that. So how is that? How did you start adapting to being a switch pitcher and a switch hitter?
Well, I started like switch hitting when I was like 5, and then I took a break for about I started switch hitting since I was like 7 or 8. Then I took a little break, and then I got back at it this year. And for pitching, I thought it'd be cool if I could pitch both sides. Like, it would be cool if I could do both.
You face one of those nasty lefties, you pull out, be a lefty, just pull a heater on him.
Like Chris Sale's slider. That thing is deadly.
Exactly.
Well, when he's healthy, at least when he's healthy.
Exactly.
Right, so you were noticed. So once you were noticed by millions of people, including MLB, House of Highlights, and many different news companies, you were invited to the Rogers Center before a game to meet Vladdy Jr. Was that a moment that you kind of never thought would happen, or were you?
Yeah, it was crazy because it was just like awesome. And also, Vladdy started following me on Instagram.
Was that also super cool for you?
Yeah, I was so excited.
And so Dan, did you ever think any of this would happen coming off just a video that I think her mom videotaped just that?
Yeah, so we were at practice at the Oshawa Dome there, and we were doing its outfield drill, and my wife just happened to video it. and Baseball for All shared it, and it kind of went viral from there. But it's just a drill that we like to do almost every practice or every other practice, just to work on reading fly balls, and it's outstanding. With the nice catches, and just shows her coaches on her team are really good. We really enjoy being on that team. Last year we got the same head coach this year too, and he's a big supporter and of all his kids, and he treats her pretty good. So we're pretty lucky like that way.
I don't actually know why Matthew just left there. That's actually kind of interesting. He'll probably, I think his phone died, but I'll just continue on anyways. I'm sure Matthew will be back. But
Sure.
So you talked about how Vladdy's kind of high on your list with favorite players, also followed by, or not followed by, below Bo Bichette. And you've met Bo a couple times. The first time at a signing where he signed your glove when he wasn't supposed to, I heard. Oh, there we go. Matthew's back. I think his phone might have died. But was that like you were surprised by your mom on a train by meeting Bo Bichette? Welcome back. Was that also pretty crazy?
Yeah, I was like so excited when my mom told me. And it was funny looking back, one of the comments said like that it said like he didn't, oh my gosh. That they said not to sign the glove, and he said like okay, and then he just signed it anyway. I didn't know that, but then it was funny when I saw the comment.
And now he also did he sign a bat that you had? I know you had a bat signed towards him. Did he sign that too?
No, he just kept it.
Well, the bat, she was nominated for the top 10 plays of the year last year for an amateur player, and they gave her a Sports Center top 10 bat, and she gave Bo one of her bats that she got from ESPN Sports Center, and to keep. And so he kept it. I'd be curious to know, if it's in his locker or if he brought it home, but we won't know unless you guys know Bo.
How many do you know how many bats you actually got?
We got 6 or 7.
And did you sign a couple and give it to like relatives, or what did you do with the remaining?
I only gave that one bat to Bo Bichette.
That's it. You have all the rest of maybe 5 or 6 left.
Yeah, but one of them they sent back. This is the. Baseball.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing. It's like a custom ball. Now, how does it feel to have your name on a baseball?
That's so cool.
And then also that giant like picture on the batting cage is with also your name on it, which is pretty cool too.
Yeah, but we had to take it off because it's like getting really windy and.
Oh really?
Do
they plan on putting it back?
So we have it here.
Like,
yeah, we have the tarp or the banner at home.
yeah.
Oh really?
Not displayed though because it's pretty big. So.
Oh yeah. Do they plan on putting it back up?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Well, I mean, you should probably just try and maybe just put it up yourself.
Yeah. Put it along our fence.
Yeah, and you were also after. I'm sorry, Matthew. I took your question after you left for a little bit.
Okay, no, I am so sorry about that. My phone overheated. I have it on a tripod, and it just shut right off, and I was charging it, so sorry about that. So I have no clue where we are.
So you were also invited to Florida to go to the Women's Baseball World Cup. And was that cool to see all like the women you're looking to play for Canada? Was that also you got to meet some of the players? Was that also pretty cool?
Yeah. So this one time, like one of the games, this person came up to me to say like, "Do you want to go on the field?" And I said like, "Yes," like obviously. And I got a picture with all of them and got to like talk to some of them. And also, one of the players got invited me to their banquet. The Team Canada banquet. Yeah.
Now,
Stevenson.
Now, what was that sort of like? Like, what was the banquet about? How was your like contribution with it?
Well, the banquet was really fun because I got to sit with all the players.
That's awesome. And who, if you were to pick one player that you model your game after now, or maybe you watch and you're like, I want to do that, I'm going to do that, who would it be other than maybe Bichette and Vlad Guerrero?
Well, I look up to a lot of people like my parents and my brothers and sisters. And also there's the Emma Carr that plays on Team Canada and Hannah Martinson. And also I look up to Didi Guerrero and Ryan Leach. And also Alec Manoa. He's like in AAA for like the minor leagues for the Blue Jays.
AAA.
That's awesome. So do you want to
He's
play for
awesome.
Canada when you get when you're available to play for Canada?
Yeah, like all my goals are to play for Team Ontario and then Team on Canada, hopefully. And then my like top goal is to play on the MLB.
That's awesome. So
That'd be interesting.
we'll definitely see you there in the future, and we'll have you back on. But yeah, that's amazing. Those now Dan, did you grow up in a baseball family?
I always loved baseball growing up, like I remember I grew up in Ottawa watching the Expos and Blue Jays because we get both telecasts. And there weren't as many games as they televise now, but I played mostly hockey, but loved playing baseball. But it's always been a big part of my life. And I've been coaching for over 10 years now. I coach for Whitby and Ontario Blue Jays. And I just love the game. And, I love going out with my kids, like my sons and daughters playing games and, hitting the ball around, hit fungos at them, do hitting. It's just a lot of fun, especially now that we've been allowed for a little bit to go out on the diamonds now. It's a nice way to, you don't have to work, go out there and just hang out for a couple hours. So, I miss the game a lot, miss our teams, miss the travel, going to tournaments and games and practice, seeing everybody. But, I just can't wait to get back at it. But it's always like going back, like watching games since I was younger than Ashlyn, just watching the young Expo and Blue Jay teams back in the day, it's just so fun to watch. And I
think I was about to say, sorry, go ahead.
So go ahead, Matt.
I was about to say, I think funny enough, you guys know Guerrero now, and I think Guerrero at one point was an Expo, so it's kind of a neat connection to see.
Yeah, exactly. And his dad was an unbelievable hitter and player.
Yeah.
Like such a true hitter. Like he could hit anything. I remember him hitting a ball that bounced before the plate and hitting it. Like he's just unbelievable.
There's always an old clip. I think it was about 19 years ago from like a couple days ago. That was Manny Ramirez who hit one off like the sixth deck or something off the sky dome of the upper deck or something.
Oh, right. Yeah, it was just a monster shot. Yeah.
That was the wicked shot. All right. So always on your Instagram which will be in the description, of course. We will see you constantly recording, doing drills, especially during the pause. How are you guys staying ready for the new season to come back at any point?
Well, we go to the baseball diamond every day because we have one like right across the street. So we go there for like about 2 hours every day doing like hitting, sometimes pitching, outfield, and like fielding. I do that. Sometimes I don't do pitching because my arm has to stay healthy. And I do outfield like every other time.
And before that, like when the diamonds were closed, and it was cold out, we just have a room in the basement. We do hit wiffle balls and do like different fielding build-ups and so on. And once the weather got okay, we started using it in our backyard and hitting balls off the tee into the bow net. Just that's what we do to keep busy, and then it's nice now to be able to go out and actually go to a diamond.
And we always see you, Dan, pitching to her and, helping her with her skills, that she actually, you put a pitch, I think it was right down the pipe and she put it right back at you. How did that?
Lucky it's a wiffle ball.
Is she getting a bit stronger?
Yeah, I'm going to get a good L screen. That's on my list, especially with my sons too, like 17 and almost 15. It kind of scares me to throw behind a bow net. It's not the smart thing to do, but luckily I have not been hurt aside from that one wiffle ball. Hurt me a little bit, but not too bad. But
now, Ashlyn, did you feel bad at that moment, or was that kind of like after he was okay, you kind of had to laugh about it?
Well, I was like didn't know how he felt, so I was like kind of smiling. And then when I knew he was okay, I just started.
That's awesome. And is there anything that you're working on now that we'll see maybe in the future, something that you're striving to get better at now that you're not very good at right now?
Well, the most I work on is hitting and fielding. Hitting and fielding.
So kind of both. Like, is there any like maybe specific that you're working on, like maybe backhanding and chucking it over to third, or
Trying to get around the ball a little bit
Yeah,
more.
I'm trying to like move through it more and be like in front of the ball.
yeah, that's awesome.
Working on.
And yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
that's amazing. So thank you guys so much for joining us, and definitely guys,
Yep.
everybody watching, maybe not check out in the description. We'll put the Baseball for All Twitter account and Ashlyn's Instagram down below. You guys will follow that. Awesome baseball content, super inspiring for young baseball players, even old baseball players who are trying to stay healthy during this time. So yeah, we thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thanks, Brayden and Matt.
Thank you.
Great job. Thank you.